The Frames Per Second podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Frames Per Second podcast. I'm your host for the evening. My name is Mike, and I also have Spike.
Hello.
I also have Ken.
What up?
And I think I may have Rod.
Here, I'm just got my camera off.
Okay. Well, if y'all are listening, you can't see the camera, no way. But we are here to review the new movie called The Death of a Unicorn. This is the first movie written and directed by Alex. I don't know how to pronounce this man's name. Scharfman, I think. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I'll go ahead and start with you, Spike. What did you think of this film? Damn.
I was wondering who idea this one was, so I could be mad at them for suggesting it. But I was just basing that off of the name and the title. I don't even think I saw a preview for this. So I really didn't even know. I know Death of a Unicorn, of course, seems pretty self-explanatory, but I didn't know it was like a literal unicorn. But as I sat there and watched it, I found myself surprisingly liking it a lot more than I thought I would. Like I'm doing some badass unicorns, bro. Like, and the concept of having them as the monsters for the movie, I thought that was brilliant. So I really wasn't mad at this at all.
All right, Ken, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I think I'm out. I don't think it was bad. I didn't expect a comedy. So that was a little off-putting, but and it feels like they're doing a lot more comedy horrors now, if this is classified as a horror. I do like the idea of the unicorns being evil, and I think that is a thing. So I do like that. I think so, but I'm not 100% certain. I didn't look it up, but I think I've been hearing that. Like a lot of these stories that we know and we've heard over time that they've made friendly for children are not really friendly for children. They just rewrote them over time. But yeah, overall, I don't. Yeah, it was all right.
I enjoyed it. Now, is this something I would return to? No, I have zero desire to see this again. I don't like horror comedies at all. It's not my thing. But I had fun with it. You know,
This was fun.
This wasn't super deep. It didn't have a lot to break down. It was very, very, very surface level. And, you know, there are certain things that started to irk me when I was watching it. Like, for instance, the really bad CGI. I was like, A24 has money. Why is the CGI so fucking terrible? But then, having watched a lot of old school creature feature movies, like just stupid shit where it's just like a monster is hunting down kids or hunting down people, and there's not really much plot other than that. I was like, oh, I see what they're going for now. This is like The Blob or some shit where it's just like, okay, there's this thing, there's these group of people, and they're trying to get away from the thing, and there's not anything deeper than that. So once you put yourself in that mindset, kind of like, what was that other movie that we did where it's the kids and it's like the end of the world or whatever, and they're just running around doing stupid shit? Y'all remember? We just did it. What's it called? Like the Friday at the end of the world or some shit? I forget what it was called.
Y2K?
Yes, Y2K. I don't know where the fuck I got all that shit that I said. But yes, Y2K. A lot of people hated that, but it's like, well, if you put your mindset into this is just a silly, you don't have to think about it too hard movie, then it's fine. I think that people have come to expect A24 films to be extremely artsy, extremely message heavy, and maybe they're trying to expand and not have to do that with every single film.
The point that you say that, ironically, I thought of Leprechaun.
There you go.
This was like a Leprechaun type movie for me. Yeah.
Yep, that's a better example than The Blob. But yeah. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and jump into it. The movie starts off with us meeting Ridley, who's played by Jenna Ortega, and Elliot, who's played by Paul Rudd, and they're driving in the car, and it's fairly clear that Ridley's mother is dead when they're having. Oh, I guess Rod's back. Rod, do you want to say what you thought about the film?
Oh yeah, can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I had no desire. I think I said this on one of the episodes to see this. It just seemed like like A24 was falling off.
Look, next
Rod gonna swear. He gonna swear he didn't say that in 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, I didn't say that.
But no, man. No, I was pleasantly surprised, man. I was just like, oh man, I think they did a good job with this. I didn't know. I just didn't think I would like this at all. But I feel like it was a really good attempt at this type of horror, and it was done well, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
If you got the video, you can see what's happening right now. Rod's been
That's a screenshot. That's a screenshot for y'all.
But
ready to have a field day with that one.
Look, they're gonna put a pickle in his hand, Spike. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and get back to the film. Like I said earlier, it starts off with us meeting Ridley, which is played by Jenna Ortega, and it's Elliot, played by Paul Rudd, and they're driving in the car, and it's clear that Ridley's mother is dead, and they're driving to an event with Elliot's bosses. Spike, what did you think of Ridley and Elliot on first meet?
That little girl was a bitch, man. Like she was golly, man. She was pissing me off. And I feel like the father was trying to be accommodating, but she just was not having it. But that's the typical trope that we see for teenage white girls about that age, especially if they've gone to some type of trauma. My idea of that car ride, though, and them heading there is like, okay, where is this going to lead to? And again, I still hadn't seen any previews for this. I'm only was going based off the name and, you know, us seeing it, it being A24. So I didn't think that we would run into unicorns or anything like that. But just off that initial car ride, my main thought was the little girl was a handful. And where is this taking us?
I mean, I was trying to figure out how long they're going to have Jenna Ortega play teenage girls. Ain't she old?
I don't know how old she is. Actually, that's a good question.
I thought she was old, but no, yeah, she's definitely rude. No, she's only 22, so never mind. I'll take that back.
She got a few more years. I mean, them motherfuckers on 90210 played teenagers when they were 40.
So they was 35.
And I should have been. It took me a long time to figure out that was Paul Rudd. And if I would have known that off rip, then I would have been like, okay, I know what this is. But definitely, you know, some issues going on between the two of them, and you know, she didn't want to go where she was going, and that they made that obviously clear from the very beginning.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, Ken, about Paul Rudd, because I'd said the same thing. I was like, I won't say halfway, but a good portion into the movie, I was like, oh shit, that's Paul Rudd. It's like randomly in my head.
You know, I was like, is that Ant-Man?
That is Ant-Man. Yep. So as they're driving, they end up hitting an actual unicorn. And after they hit the unicorn, it's not dead, but Ridley goes and she touches the horn, and she seemingly like views some kind of other dimension right before Elliot kills it and puts the body in the car. So Spike, I know you said you didn't expect him to actually hit a unicorn. So what did you think when this happened?
Mike, I was like, I said, oh, this is a for real unicorn. Like, I didn't really go there for real. So at this point, I'm concerned. I'm like, okay, now how ridiculous is this about to get, bro? Like they killing unicorns in the middle of the road. She going on a mushroom trip after she touched the horn and like sees other dimensions and stuff. So yeah, and what I really found interesting and what I thought we were going to get a somewhat entertaining movie from is when she was holding on to the horn and Paul Rudd just came out of nowhere and just started beating it in the head and killed it. I was like, that can't be good. So that was a key scene in the movie that made me like, okay, what's gonna happen here?
I was definitely intrigued by whatever fantasy world that she went to. I really wanted to know more about the unicorns and what she was seeing and why. I did not want to see him bash that unicorn in and kill the unicorn at all, even though it is a fictional creature and doesn't really exist. The movie is Death of a Unicorn, so they had to kill the unicorn. I just would have preferred it was just dead off impact and not having to see him bash the unicorn head in like that.
No, I feel that. I was kind of sad that they went over and the little poor thing was on the ground, kind of like struggling and all that, because that literally not literally, but that happened like over here like a month ago. I was coming home and someone had hit a deer. And the deer was out a few houses down in the middle of the road, and the poor thing was just kept trying to get up. And I was like, wow, will someone please come put this deer out of its misery? I can't do it. Luckily, some city folks, the city showed up and took care of it. But yeah, just for the record, that is the most humane thing to do, because if you hit a deer, I imagine the unicorn works the same way. But if you hit a deer and you break their leg, it's a wrap. Unless you could take it to a rehabilitation center, you can't just leave that motherfucker there, because it's just going to suffer until it fucking starves to death. Anyways, moving on, we then meet the family of Elliot's bosses. We meet Odell, who's played by Richard E. Grant. We meet Belinda, who is played by Tia Leone or Tia Leone. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I only know her from fucking Bad Boys. And we meet Shepard, who's played by Will Poulter. And we also meet their waiter, Griff. But Odell, we find out, has terminal cancer. So, Spike, what did you immediately think about them?
I got to what Ken was at. I was like, oh, this is about to be a comedy. Because when I noticed the waiter from Barry, and I know he's pretty funny, but they didn't give him a lot of lines. I thought he would have more lines.
Is that
and
Griff?
Then just Griff. Yeah, did you watch Barry on HBO?
I watched one season, cussed Nick out, and never went back.
Oh no, I think you might like it. But yeah, he's funny in Barry, so I thought that he was going to be a more prominent role. Didn't matter that he wasn't, but just the way that the family was set up, it just seemed like, oh, this is going to get ridiculous. And the fact that they still, we didn't got there yet, but yeah, I thought it was going to get ridiculous from the introduction of the family.
Rich assholes. That's what I got. And I was really curious to see what they were going to do with Paul Rudd's character, because he was really trying to get this position and get this job, for his daughter. So I really wanted to see what was going on with them and how that was going to play in. But in terms of establishing the family, yeah, they were rich assholes. And, yeah.
Okay. Rob, what did you think about the family of Elliot's boss? Odell?
I think I just heard Ken saying that they were rich assholes, totally entitled. And yeah, I don't disagree, but they were entertaining rich assholes, though. I don't know. They were very, very entertaining. I wasn't like all the way annoyed with them. I liked the role that they played in the movie, so I thought it added a great contrast to the daughter and how she was. But I didn't want to get. I was off for a second. What did y'all think about the movie? What did everybody think about it?
I was pleasantly surprised.
It was all right.
What did you think, Mike?
I had fun with it.
Yeah. So I'm kind of there. I had fun with it. I did not think I was going to have fun with this movie, but I absolutely did. But no, yeah, the rich family was definitely entertaining to me.
Well, I like the fact that he was sick and he was appalled like when dude was coughing.
Wait, what? The fact that
the dad was terminally ill and how they were playing around with him throughout the movie.
I thought you said thick. I was like,
no,
what?
I said sick. I said I like the fact that he was sick and they were playing around with that the whole movie. Just his facial expressions when someone would call for he see the other dude was sick or something. That was hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has some holes, but that's okay. But I did like the family.
What holes?
There were a lot of plot holes. in this film.
I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I don't. It doesn't matter because once I realized what they were going for, then it was like, okay, because your first plot hole is why would he put the fucking thing in the car? That makes zero sense.
Jesus Christ.
That's the.
I feel like. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that's the biggest plot hole of the entire film. He
Mhm.
bashed the thing to death. He would have just threw it on the side of the road. You're not gonna put it in the back of your
Kept
car.
going. Like it's gonna
It's a
take more time.
unicorn.
He didn't really think it was a real unicorn because
I
he
don't know.
have any.
What being a unicorn got to do with putting it in the back of the truck though?
That
Because
part
it's a what I forgot how they described it. What kind of being? It's not like a
Mythical. They said it was a
it's a
mythical.
mythical being. Like it's just like it has to have some sort of value. I don't know why he would. That was the craziest shit when he was bashing. And I don't know if y'all talked about that part when she was just like, the next thing you know they bashing the shit out the damn unicorn. I thought that was crazy. But yeah, I feel like you wouldn't just leave a unicorn on the side of the road. You also wouldn't kill one either, which was why it was crazy.
That was gonna be my response.
But
Me too.
I understand that was gonna be our response. That's why I said it. But I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't think that was a plot hole per se.
I do. I don't even know how you got it in the truck.
I'm sorry, Spike. Go ahead.
I don't even know how you got it in that truck. It wasn't
Now
a
that part-
giant unicorn, but it was big.
It was.
And I know that girl that helped him.
No,
It was.
So,
It
No.
was. That yeah, I would say more so that. Yeah, how did he get it in the trunk? Yeah, that's more so like the plot hole, I guess. Yeah. Not I guess that is the plot hole. Yeah.
I
Getting
think
it in the
given his attitude towards the entire situation, given his attitude specifically about it being a real unicorn, him putting it in his car made no sense because at no point was he going to actually try to like profit off of it. So it doesn't make sense that he would put it in the back of his car. So that to me is a plot hole, but creature features always have plot holes because they're not meant to be some movie that you got to think really hard. You just talked about Leprechaun. Leprechaun had plot holes all day long, but it doesn't matter because it's about a fucking leprechaun running around killing
looking
people.
for his pot of gold.
Right. Thinking some white people stole his pot of gold. It's not that deep. But at any rate, I really did like the family. I also like Rob making a bunch of noise as he takes candy out of his bag. But
He thought he was on mute.
I really liked Belinda. Belinda cracked me up when she was like, "Yeah, I'm working with these refugees, and we just got done evacuating them, or maybe we vaccinated them. I don't know. I don't know why, but I was the only person in the entire theater, so I can't say no one else laughed because there was no one else there. But I cracked up at that. But so back at the house, we start to see that Ridley's acne goes away, and we also see that Elliot's eyesight is getting better because he's trying to read a paper and he's using his glasses and he has to take them off, and his allergies have cleared up. So Ken, did you immediately attribute that to the unicorn?
Yes, and then from there you can make connections of what was going to happen moving forward. But yeah, but it made sense. I think that also explained why the blood splashing on them was a little bit over the top as well. So yeah.
What about you, Spike?
Yeah, when you watch as many movies and TV shows as we do, you immediately start to put together the whole plot from here. It's like, oh, the blood has healing power. This family rich. They're gonna try to like you've seen the whole map of the movie from here, but it didn't take away from it though. I was like you said, Mike. It was a fun ride, but at this moment, you could see the whole movie play out.
And I think that's something that's indicative of just about every type of film like this. Like you can even get down to Deep Blue Sea or some shit like that. Any kind of movie like this, you can. At the beginning, you're like, I know where this is going to go, but I'm still going to watch because it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
No, exactly. It didn't bother me at all either. I knew exactly where this was going to go, and I was just like, all right, well, we're just going to watch it happen. Rod, did you feel the same way, or were you like, I don't care?
Yeah, it didn't bother me here, like because I said, like I think it's very intentional. I mean, I won't say we all, but before we plenty of stories about unicorn blood and how it kind of creates youth or reincarnation, things like that. So yeah, they immediately let you know that's where they were going with this.
Okay, so at this point, we realize the unicorn's still alive in the car and it's kicking around. And they go out, and the unicorn is busting out the window. And this is the moment where I was like, why is the CGI so fucking bad? This looks like shit. But as it's busting through the window, Griff walks up and shoots it in the head. And after this, we see. Well, actually, I guess I'll stop just for a pause for a second. Were any of y'all shocked when he shot it in the head?
I was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was. I was
Absolutely.
like, damn, bro, you just gonna shoot the unicorn like that?
I felt so sad for the unicorns this whole movie. Like this whole movie, I felt just sad for the unicorns.
I agree with Ron. Like I was rooting for them when they came through kicking their ass. I was like, that's what all y'all motherfuckers get. Y'all shouldn't have hit that baby. I had no sympathy for the humans in this movie.
So after this, Ridley tells Elliot that she's connected to the unicorn, and they should not be at these rich folks' house. And Ridley's looking at pictures of her mom on her phone, and in the background, she sees a unicorn tapestry in the background. So were you intrigued by this, or were you interested in the story of the unicorn that's told through the tapestries? I'll start with you on that one, Spike.
I missed this.
Damn.
I don't know. I think I may have seen it and seen that they put the focus on it, but I didn't give too much thought about it.
I was intrigued by it, and I really wanted to hear that story, and I don't believe we really ever did. But it was a very interesting part for me of this movie, with the tapestry and just how they cut out parts of the photo to make it look like it's one thing, but it's completely different. So then my mind wanders to how they rewrite history and rewrite stories to fit whatever narrative they want to tell.
Yeah, I thought the tapestry was definitely interesting for some of the same reasons as Ken, or how you kind of rewrite and stuff is kind of misinterpreted and things like that. But no, yeah, I was interested to see how that whole part plays out. And just again, they were such assholes. I just like how dismissive they were with her trying to explain or whatever. So yeah, no, I think I just think they did a really good job with contrast in this movie.
Yeah, so they're telling a story of these lords and hunters that were trying to hunt down the unicorn and tame it, but the unicorn was basically untamable until it gets entranced by a virtuous maiden. And then the unicorn is killed and taken back to the castle where it is resurrected. But then we don't know the rest of the story, because I guess I can't remember specifically, but I think maybe the tapestry was missing, or maybe they just didn't tell the rest of the story. I can't remember. But answer me this. And I definitely want to start with you, Spike, because this shit confused the shit out of me. What was up with Shepard trying to get Elliot to get in the hot tub? Am I the only one that thought that was weird as fuck?
Nope. But keep going, Spike.
I was gonna ask y'all. I thought it was something that I missed. I was like, what? Like, are they trying to say something, bro? But I guess maybe it was at the end it came to play, because we seen what you talking about. The son's name is Shepard, right?
Yeah.
That was the son.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he had overarching themes and wanting to be in power. So I feel like he could put a bug in his ear, and that was the only place they was gonna really be alone. That was the only thing that I got from it, and I didn't get that to the end when they was trying to show how he was wanting to be in power.
Wasn't he in that naked?
Yeah, but I think that's some. To be honest with you, Ken, I think that's some rich white folk shit too. Hey,
Yeah,
hop in the hot tub, man. You like what, nigga?
Yeah, I thought Shepard was in there naked, wasn't he?
He was.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. Okay,
I thought he was.
I thought he had shorts on when he got out.
You might be right.
did.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Because you're right. Because the unicorns happened. I thought that's what they were gonna go though. Maybe that was in my mind.
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it.
I thought he wanted to talk to him away from his dad and away from his mom and stuff, and just hop in. Let's do some buddy time. Come on, you're a pal, right?
Just pop in.
Nah, that was weird. He was like, "Oh yeah, Biff." He was like, "Yeah, Biff don't mind." And the funny thing is, we had seen earlier Biff would get annoyed whenever they would call his name. So when he was like,
Hey,
Biff
Biff
don't
was
mind,
good.
he'll bring it.
Like, he was really good in Barry, man.
Nah, I'm hung up on Rod thinking that shit that wasn't weird, and that's not even on some like homophobe shit. I just think it was fucking weird. Like, you can talk to me fine where I'm at, and he said it like 2 or 3 times. Like, just get in the hot tub, man. And then he was like, "Hey, I don't have a suit," and he's like, "Griff, bring him a suit." I'm like, what is happening right now? That's weird as fuck.
I didn't think it was weird. I don't know. I didn't get any
they weird.
I didn't get any. Yeah, I thought that they were just weird. Yeah.
My only thought from that was that they're weird. Like, the whole family is weird. Like, this is like me trying to assert dominance. You don't want to get in the hot tub. I want you to get in the hot tub. I got a suit for you. Like, I just thought that was part of the weird way that family tried to assert dominance.
Because they did it the whole movie. Wouldn't it indicate they do weird shit?
Yeah.
I'm confused. It's that what they did wasn't weird because the family is weird.
I think what'd you say?
I ain't going to no parties at none of y'all's houses, because that if y'all just think that shit is just normal because they're weird.
We're not rich white people. I think all rich white people.
Exactly. I think rich white people do weird shit.
My mind goes with it.
That's where my mind goes too.
So that's funny. So like, I have some really close white friends, and they always hang out in the hot tub. And it's not like I don't ever get in there. Not on some homophobe shit. I just don't like being hot. It makes me uncomfortable. So I never get in the hot tub. But they've never been like, no, for real, come on, Mike. No, get in. No, Mike, why don't you want to get in the hot tub? I say one time, I'm not getting in the hot tub, and they don't approach it again. It was hella weird that he wouldn't let the shit go.
You know what? Now that you say that, Mike, I've seen that. That's happened to me on vacation, and I've seen that happen. Like on a cruise or at a resort or something. Hey, hop in. Like, no, I'm good, bro. I'm like, I'm good. I'll sit right here with my drink.
All right, so some scientists show up in the middle of the night, and we see that they're trying to make a concoction out of the horn. Were you surprised, Rob, when it cured Odell's cancer?
I was not surprised. Like I said, I think they were obvious with this point. I knew. I think they tried to throw us off just slightly by him, like kind of looking like he was coming to his death or whatever. But I knew he was gonna pop back up and be basically reborn again. So no, I was not surprised at all with that.
Didn't he throw his walker away?
He like threw it down. Yeah,
threw it down.
I'm back, bitch.
Like, I'm back, baby.
I'm back.
Yeah, he came back like a bad bitch. Really, the way he kind of came.
He strolled in there, motherfucker.
He did. He did, man.
So the scientists start trying to replicate the potion that they made from the horn, because of course these people, the rich people, want to commodify it and make some money off of it. But while they're trying to replicate the potion, one of the other unicorns stabs Dr. Song through the tent. What'd you think of that kill, Spike?
That was dope. Was this before, like, they had a conversation about what to do with it, and dude and his daughter wasn't really on it, but it immediately the rich guy was like, "Oh no, we finna sell this." This was before that. Okay,
this was after that, because that's why the scientist guy, Dr. Song, was in the tent. They were trying to figure a way to replicate the potion, even though he already told Odell that he couldn't replicate.
Right. Okay. You're right. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought that was a really good scene, and how quickly he came up with, "Oh, we about to sell this," and how rich people think. But I thought that kill was dope too. I think the majority of the unicorn kills were really good. How they were using that little horn thing as a weapon. So yeah, I like this.
Ken?
I liked it. I was ready for some action anyways, so I'm glad we finally got to the shit a little bit here.
Did that
Which part are we at?
The kill where the unicorn stabs Dr. Song through the tent.
Oh yeah, that was dope. You saw it. I mean, you knew it was coming at some point because they was in that plastic tunnel, so you knew that it had to be set up that way somehow. I just didn't know it was gonna be 2 unicorns. That threw me off. Like, I didn't know it was gonna be a mama and a daddy. But nah, yeah, I really like this scene. And then you see Like he had the hole in the stomach or whatever, so you could see him through it. Like, yeah, it was done really
That
well.
was
This
fire.
was executed really well.
Did y'all notice anything different between the two unicorns that were attacking and the unicorn we saw earlier?
They were bigger.
Yeah, they were. Anything else? You
Mm-mm.
didn't notice their color?
They were darker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the unicorns that were attacking were like a blackish gray color, and the one we saw earlier
Yeah,
was
white.
pure white. But yeah, Ridley tells the family that she had an experience when touching the horn, and Odell claims that he wants to capture the other unicorns so he can have the same experience and he can better work to save them. Ken, what did you take from this scene?
He was lying, but also I think when you have guys like that have it all, and now he's come back from death, and here's this regular ass person that experienced something and he didn't. There's a certain entitlement, like, oh, well, I want to feel it too. Why do you get a chance to feel it? So I think he also felt like he should be able to experience the same thing as she did. So,
Did you get the same thing, Spike?
Yep, down the same line. I'm rich. You went through that. I want to go through that. And like they didn't do. I don't know if they will. They hadn't really said. They said that there were mythical beings in those mountains. So I'm not sure if there was like legend of there being unicorn, or if this was the first ever time that they've heard of it. But he did a really he hopped on it as like a rich ass person. Like, I'm gonna monetize this ASAP. Like I'm turning this into money. So I thought the same thing.
Okay. Same thing, Rod.
Yeah, same thing. They were definitely alluding to like just the entire family wanting to get that feeling as well in some capacity.
So I got that, but I also got a slightly different interpretation, which I thought was interesting. But there's, rich people, especially rich people in power, will always, after they harm communities, will always try to act like they're doing it for the benefit of the community, especially when you're talking about rich white people versus, poor black folks or poor Asian folks or whatever, poor Spanish folks. They always try to act like they're doing it for this moral reason. I'm gentrifying your neighborhood to make your neighborhood, get more money in it. So this will benefit you, but they ignore the fact that they're going to make you move out and have to get a place somewhere else. You know what I mean?
You can't afford it.
That you can't afford it anymore. So I love the fact that they had Odell saying that he wants to capture the other unicorns so he can better understand how to save them. When we already know he has zero, plans to save or help these unicorns. So I really like that part. But were y'all surprised when Elliot agreed to go hunt with them?
I was.
Yes.
Yeah. It didn't make sense.
You ain't built like that, bro. Like, what are you doing?
But at the same time, he is trying to, garner favor from them. Yeah. Yeah. He wants to be next up. So he's willing to do whatever it takes. At this moment in time, it just seems like it's for selfish reasons. So but yeah, it still was somewhat surprising because he did not want to go, it seemed like.
I was gonna say real quick. I thought it was. I did think it was shocking. I mean, because it's just. I mean, because they made it seem like he cared about his daughter and everything, her word and all of that. So it just didn't make sense as to why he would go. I know he felt like well, we kind of find out later, but yeah, in that moment, it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I thought it was fine for me. I got it. He's trying to impress these rich folks because he wants to be like them. He wants to be part of that type of elite. But yeah, right as a scientist, I forget her name. Oh damn. The Indian woman, the South Asian woman. Hold on, did I write it down?
Bhatia.
Yes, Bhatia. Yes, Dr. Bhatia. As she's sawing the baby unicorn's horn off, the other unicorns attack and they wipe. Oh shit! I jumped ahead. No, I didn't. Everything's fine. Ignore me. Anyway, the whole team of unicorns attack, and they take out the hunters that are going after them, all except for Odell and Elliot, who make it back to the house. But this is one of my favorite scenes of the whole film, and this is when Odell gets got. Did y'all like this scene?
I did. I did, because that unicorn did him dirty, bro. He made him think he was. He made him think he was like, "Oh yeah, you go ahead and touch my horn, psych. I get your ass away from me. What the hell? Who the hell you think I am? I'm a unicorn, bitch. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Hell no.
That was a good ass kill.
It was, man. It gave a little like connotation to them knowing what they were doing. Mm-hmm. Like it almost at that point, it made me think like, oh, they hotted them for killing their baby. Like they finna fuck all of y'all up, and they gonna fuck with y'all the way they're doing it too.
Yeah, this scene actually made me laugh out loud. I was like, because I love the fact that they were showing that Odell kind of thinks he's above the unicorns. Like he's walking up and he's expecting the unicorns to kind of bow down to him, and the one kind of acts like it's going to. And then right when he gets close, it fucking goes right through his head. I was like, God damn. That was one of the few scenes that had actual good CGI. That actually looked good. But were y'all surprised? I skipped this part. Were y'all surprised when fucking Shepard was snorting? When he was snorting the crushed up horn like a Coke line?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it is, but I don't know what made him think that would work.
He's a drug addict.
He just
remember?
wanted to experience.
That's right. Yeah,
he wanted to experience it. Like if y'all saying this should do this, like it gotta work. If I snort it, like something gotta happen.
Yep. So you see, he progresses later, and he starts smoking it like it's crack.
Yep.
that shit was killing me. But Rod, why are they refusing to give the baby back?
I feel like I knew the answer to this because I feel like
well, we've kind of touched on
they still wanted to get some sort of profit from it because not everybody started getting greedy. Like the other doctor, you know what I'm saying? So like I put so much work in and they basically don't pay me shit, so I'm gonna get something out of the deal. And then she convinced old girl's dad, I forgot his name. What's his name in the movie? Elliot. She convinced Elliot to then, do the same for himself because they're not going to give you your worth. And the other ones I think they just saw it as a meal ticket. Like, obviously, they saw how much they can get from this. So, yeah, they just wasn't willing to let something this rare go. And I honestly don't know if they thought in this moment that would work, or maybe did they? You kind of confused me. I thought they were trying to give it back at this point.
No,
not initially.
Okay,
not initially.
Okay,
I think it showed how greedy rich people are.
That's it.
Like, we are about to make some money off of this. Fuck all this stuff that happened to these people. I'm keeping this. Like something finna shake off of this. That's how I took it.
Because Jenna Ortega flat out says you need to give the baby back, and they're just like they're trying to do everything under the sun other than give the baby back. But then they come up with this plan that they're gonna give the baby back while they escape out the gate. So they're gonna take the baby out on one end while they nominate Griff to go open the gate manually because the power's off. But that completely fails when the unicorns kill Dr. Batya. Anybody, what did y'all think of that kill?
Man, now I mean the kills were just these unicorns, man. They were fucking some good killers. And I love how they always set their ass up. Like, oh yeah, everything is cool, Man, they fucking fucked her up.
I agree with Rod. It was like they always came out of nowhere. Like you knew they were there because you heard the little noises and shit. But then as soon as you wasn't expecting it, boom, horn through the motherfucking mouth or whatever it may be. That shit was crazy. But yeah, that was a good kill.
They ripped her apart and shit. Like they killed the shit out of her.
They did.
Ooh, they killed the shit out of her.
Yeah, like first of all, it was fucked up what they did to Griff. Voluntold telling him he's gonna have to go out there.
That's his job, Ken. That's like,
It ain't his job.
Not in the
hey,
crisis,
man.
right?
Hey, you work for us, bro. Like you the
No,
one
fuck
gotta
that.
go
I
do the
quit.
game.
Exactly,
I
Mike.
quit
I
today.
quit, bro. I ain't going out there. And again, that's
Oh,
privilege.
shit.
Like they don't know how to work the gate. So,
Mhm.
but nevertheless, I what I like the most about it is that she legit thought that she would be safe. She was like, I gave the baby back. I don't understand. Like, why is this not working? And at this point, it's like it's not about that. Like you crossed us, so now you gotta go too.
Yeah. Yeah. So they realized then that Ridley is the maiden in their version of the fairy tale that she read about in the tapestry. And the Odell family wants to give Ridley to the unicorns, but her and Elliot want to just run for it. But before they can do anything, the unicorns actually break into the house. This is a minor question. Did y'all care about the heart-to-heart that Ridley and Elliot had up in the room? Where he's telling her like, I'm sorry your mom died. He says, I'm sorry that I'm the one you got stuck with. I can tell by that response that y'all just did not give two fucks about this part. All right. So I didn't really either.
You muted, Rod.
You're on mute, Rod.
I'm sorry, y'all. It was fine. It was fine for me. I like the balance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I was fine with it.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad scene, but I wasn't like choked up like, oh, this is sad.
Mm-hmm.
But again, all of these movies have to have this. All of these, like, there's always some kind of emotional something that happens in these films. So this worked just fine. So the unicorn, when it's killing Belinda, I'm gonna ask you, Spike, why didn't Shepard shoot the arrow and blow up the oxygen tank, which was the whole plan that Belinda gave him? Do you remember this? When the unicorn attacks her and it pulls her through the little hole and it slams her on the pool table and it's eating her guts. Prior to that, she had told Shepard, who because
Shoot
I
the
didn't
oxygen is
mention,
flammable.
yeah, that Shepard is now a genius because he has been snorting the unicorn horn. But when she's on the table, she turns the oxygen tank on, and then she's telling him to shoot, and he doesn't do it. Why did he not do it?
I think because he had this idea in his head that he was going to be the last man standing and make the most profit off of this. I don't want anybody to be able to go to the police. I don't want anybody to have to split this with. Go ahead and let the unicorn kill her. And because like he had been snorting it and doing it, I think he thought that he was smart enough to be standing at the end as to where everybody gonna be dead but me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was already dead anyway. So why should I blow up the unicorn too and lose the unicorn? Now I lost both of you guys.
That's a good point too.
So this is your final sacrifice to me. But you mentioned he really was smart now.
Yeah.
I thought he was just saying, okay.
No,
he gradually got smarter from the beginning to the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think they were trying to imply like any kind of if you have something wrong with you, the unicorn fixes it.
Got it.
She had
he was kind of slow.
The unicorn fixes it. He was kind of a dumb fuck, but he thought he was really smart, but he was an idiot. So the unicorn, him snorting the unicorn powder, turned him smart.
That's funny. I did not catch that at all.
That shit was hilarious to me.
Yeah, he was great. Oh man, he killed.
Some of the shit he was saying in the beginning was so dumb, and it was just like the rich, entitled, dumb people shit. And then at the end, you could see him thinking a lot differently.
Mm-hmm. He acted this part.
He did.
So
Dude
well.
did a good job.
Like when they were standing over the unicorn earlier, the dead one, and he was like, "I don't feel like I should be in swim trunks right now." What the fuck does that have to do with anything, man? He was killing me.
He was.
Especially when the mom came over and she was like, "Are you snorting the horn?" And he was like, "Well, look, this is what I think we should." Oh, yeah, I'm snorting it. But he was so fucking good in this fucking movie. Man. He was so good.
He was, man. I did not. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I did not expect to enjoy this movie this much.
I agree, Rod.
See, try to tell y'all. All right, so Elliot decides to lead one of the unicorns away so Ridley can escape, but she ends up getting captured by Shepard, and he forces her to tame one of the unicorns, which actually ends up working on both unicorns as Elliot brings the other unicorn back. But while Shepard's tying them up, Elliot decides to stab Shepard with the horn, which then results in Shepard stabbing Elliot with the arrow. Spike, were you sad when Elliot seemingly died in front of Ridley?
I wasn't sad, but I thought that was stupid. I thought they could have he could have found a better time to stab him with the horns or got further back. There was a better plan of action for him to go in where he could have avoided getting stabbed himself. It was unfortunate that he got stabbed in front of his daughter, though. I didn't like, I won't say I didn't like it. I understood it as far as the context of the movie. But sad, no. Disappointed in him not having a better plan, yes.
I agree with you, Spike, and so did Elliot. Because that's what he said.
That's what he said.
He just said I could have probably came up with a better plan. Like he admitted it. He knew the shit was stupid after it happened. So and it was a small touch, but I liked that he did it. It was like shit.
Yeah,
that was stupid. What I was trying to figure out, I didn't quite understand his overall plan though. When he took off, I got him trying to keep the unicorn to make things better for her because actually was like I was doing all this for you. Because of the promise he made to the mom. And I didn't also understand how he was able to tame the unicorn to bring it back, other than that must have been like his wife or something.
He didn't tame the other unicorn. Remember he had the baby's unicorn in his hand.
Okay.
The horn, sorry, the baby unicorn's horn in his hand. So he was taunting the other unicorn with that. So he never tamed it. He was just like running from it with the unicorn horn in his hand. That's how I took it, unless I missed something.
But remember when he came out of the woods, he was just walking slowly with it. So why didn't the unicorn just kill him and just take it?
That was a plot hole for me, Ken. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I thought it was because he had the horn. I thought the horn had some kind of trance over him or something.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't take it that way. I'm with Ken. I didn't understand why he just didn't kill him and take the horn. Like I that didn't make sense to me. To me, that was a plot hole personally.
Well, if you fast forward a little bit, didn't they need him? Like when they did that whole wizardry thing and brought the baby back, they didn't need him?
No.
They were just bringing him back to life. That's all.
Got it.
Now that y'all are talking about it, it is probably a plot hole. I think when I saw it, I was thinking that the unicorn didn't kill him because at that point, the other one was already entranced by her. Because if you remember, we didn't talk about this part, but if you remember when she was running away from the unicorn and the unicorn ran up to that door and put its horn through the slot for her to touch it. So the unicorn was already entranced by her. So it wasn't going to hurt him regardless. Now, why it was chasing him at first, now I'm not really sure. So maybe that is another plot hole. I don't really know. I only saw it once. Maybe I missed something. But I guess we can go ahead and get to that part. The unicorns bring Elliot back to life. And then they end up turning from black to white again, and they run off. Before we get to the next part, I don't think that they necessarily needed Elliot. I think they only did that because they were entranced by Ridley, and they saw that Ridley was sad. And then they understood grief because these people killed their baby.
Lost their baby.
So they're like, well, we'll just bring him back to life too because they have the power to do that. So that's why they brought him over.
One of the things I liked about this movie most and why I enjoyed it more than I thought I would is they made the unicorns like conscious without being overboard and them talking and doing different. Like you could tell that they understood shit, and that was a really good key to this movie.
That's a good point.
100%.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep. So Griff shows back up with the cops who arrest Elliot and Ridley because, of course, the cops are gonna be like, unicorns, really? There's a dead man right here. So they take him off of jail. But as they're driving away, the cop car, or I'm sorry, as they're driving away in the cop car, the unicorns come running up the fucking side of it. and they knock the car off the road. The end. Rod, what happened here?
Yeah, I mean, they were just had a bond with them at this point. I think they were just basically trying to protect them. They were just trying to signal them, put your seatbelts on because we about to take this cop car out so you guys can be free. And that's basically how I took it.
Well, Elliot saw what happened. He actually saw what she saw too. We still don't know what she said. What either one of them's seen. But so I was thinking that there's something with the mom. They never gave us any real clear answers. And when they were looking, it seemed like there was a connection or a bond that was formed or established between the two, especially with the female looking one. The issue I had or question I had is, well, if you knock them off the side of the road and they crash, they're going to be hurt. So you're going to have to heal them and bring them back.
And they still going to be suspects. Like they still going to be looking for them.
Unless you think they died in the crash.
Unless they go to Unicorn Land and stay over there.
So even if they died, the unicorns will bring them back to life.
Right.
So when the movie ended, I was like, what the fuck? That was bullshit. Because you hear the car veer off the road and then it just ends. And I was like, what? But then as I'm walking legit from the theater to my car, I was like, oh, they can just bring them back to life. So I think what it was is they had a genuine bond with Ridley. So they were trying to break her and the father out of the car. And they're still animals. So the only way they know how to stop the car is to knock it off the road. So what I can assume happened is they knocked the car off the road. Even if they die, the unicorns can just bring them back to life. They probably won't bring the cops back to life, but they'll bring Elliot and Ridley back to life. And yes, of course, there's still going to be suspects. They're not going to be able to live a normal life. But if you've seen any Nightmare on Elm Street movie, all these dead kids, and there's the final person that lives, and they're telling the cops, hey, it's a person that killed them in their dreams. Why would the cops believe that? And they're still able to walk away. Any Jason film, one of these motherfuckers ends up living that goes to the camp, Crystal Lake, where all these kids die.
Serial killer with a hockey mask.
A serial killer with a hockey mask that they'll never find. But they're able to go on to the next movie.
I like how they addressed that in the movie too. When the deputy radioed into the station, they was like, "I got two witnesses here, but the story sounds pretty unbelievable." He said, "Well, they sound like suspects to me."
I love that part. I love that part. That shit was so funny to me.
That was good.
Mm-hmm. But so that's it. Any other thoughts, Ken, Rod, Spike?
Yeah, I enjoyed.
I when I walked away from watching this, man. I was pleasantly surprised.
Same, man. I was happy. I was happy for A24, man. They got a win. So yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I was, like I said, was pleasantly surprised. I just didn't see this going well, but yeah, it did.
I'm not calling it a win, but I guess 3 out of 4 thoroughly enjoyed it, had fun with it. So maybe that's a good batting average, right? Or shooting percentage, right? 75%. So that works. But no, I think my takeaway after it was over was once I realized it was coming, I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. You know, the little themes and stuff they were doing. Okay, that's cool, that's fine. Was I just want to see. One, I wanted to know the full story between Ridley and the unicorns. I felt like that was missing. But more importantly, I just want to see more stories like this. Like, give me some evil unicorns. That was the thing I want to see. And not in a comedy format, a comedic format. Let's really go there and get really fucking dark with it. So, and maybe this will give may present an opportunity for other people to take on that challenge, but I would love to see it.
Agree. It was very creative. This was one of the more creative movies that I've seen in a while.
Well, you've asked for it, Ken. I will send you the trailer after this, but there was a movie a few years ago called Killer Unicorn.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
if you had fun with this, you would have fun with that. You didn't have as much fun as the rest of us, but maybe you would like Killer Unicorn better. But yeah, there's actually quite a few movies about evil killer unicorns. But
Y'all got me today. I didn't know unicorns were like bad or evil. I thought
well,
always
they're not
like
typically, but it's just like that's kind of the fun in it. Like this thing that you look at that's like, oh, this majestic, beautiful creature. Nah, it's evil and it's gonna kill people. You know, that's kind of like a horror movie trope. But yeah, man, like most of y'all, I had. Are you building
Right, you're not
Legos,
on
bro?
mute.
What are you?
It sounded like he was shuffling poker chips, like he was ready to
What
deal.
is happening right now? Anyway, like the rest of y'all,
My bad.
I have fun with this movie, man. I said before when we talked about it, when we had that conversation, for the most part, I have faith in A24. Even if it's not something I have to think really hard about, it's not something with a super deep message, there's something to it. And I think that they just made a really fun creature feature horror movie. So horror comedy, I guess. But yeah, horror comedy is not typically my thing, but I walked away pretty happy with this. So I'm glad most of y'all dug it. What you got something else, Rod?
I was gonna say that because you had recently just said that in our text message thread that horror comedy is not your thing. So I didn't think you were gonna like this movie.
Yeah, horror comedy is not my thing at all, but I think what made this work for me is the comedy was understated enough to where it's not like Shaun of the Dead where it's like they're making punchlines. You know what I mean? Or it's not like I can't think of another example, but
Is Scream a horror comedy?
yeah, that's a good one. Like Scream works because it's not like they're not like setting up ridiculous punchlines and it's like, oh man, that was supposed to be really funny. It's like, no, it's just funny because it's so absurd. That's a perfect example, Spike. Thank you. This is like Scream to me. This is probably a little bit more silly than Scream.
Yeah.
But I like this kind of quirky humor. Shepard's quirky humor had me in tears throughout this film. But something else where it's like, okay, that was obviously supposed to be a joke, doesn't work for me. So yeah, I had a really good time with this. I hope it does well. I'm glad the A24 is branching out and doing a lot more different things. And yeah, that's going to do it for this review. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all leave some comments. Let us know what y'all thought about it. You can do that on Spotify now, apparently. I'm just finding this out. And make sure you share this review with a couple of friends. And yeah, we will see y'all next time. Later.
Peace.